Someone asked me the other day how me and my husband were doing, and I said, "Good, we're doing real good." Which is true, but it's not the whole truth. Because the marriage we actually have right now, it's nothing like the one I said I do to. And today I want to talk about that because I think a lot of us are quietly living a completely different marriage than the one we planned for. If you'll recall one of my earlier videos, I talked about the guilt that comes with wanting a break. And if you haven't watched that video, go check it out. It kind of sets up today's video. Today I want to talk about something a little different, but honestly just as hard. What happens to a marriage when illness changes it? Not in a here's how we make this work kind of way, more just honestly. Because I think there's a version of this that nobody really talks about. Okay, so when I married my husband, I had this image in my head of what it would be like. Nothing super specific, but it was our second marriage for both of us, and well, you know what I mean. I just could see us growing old together and doing normal couple stuff, possibly getting an RV and traveling the country together while checking off things from our bucket list. Just being partners the same way for decades. And look, we are still partners, but the partnership looks a lot different than what I had pictured. A lot of our relationship now is me managing his care and him just trying to get through the day. And that's not what either of us really signed up for, if we're being honest. Here's the part that's just really hard to say out loud. Some days I miss him so much, even though he's sitting right there. We can be in the same room, and I'll catch myself missing the way things used to be between us. And I haven't fully figured out how to grieve that shift without feeling like I'm betraying him somehow. But I don't want this to sound like there's not anything good left of our marriage, because that's not true. There's still moments, small ones, where I catch a glimpse of us, like a joke that still lands the same way as it always has, or just a look that he gives me. Those moments matter more to me now than they ever did 10 years ago. I don't take them for granted anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I keep coming back to this in scripture, for better or for worse, right? I don't think that anybody really gets what worse means when they say those vows. I sure didn't. I think about 1 Corinthians 13 sometimes. You know, love is patient, love is kind, and some days that passage just feels like a mirror, showing me where I'm falling short. But other days, it feels more like it's describing what's happening between us, even during the hard moments. Love that keeps showing up, even when the marriage doesn't look like anything that we had pictured. I don't know, but maybe that's just what real love actually is. Not the picture I had, but the actual thing. I don't have this all figured out. What I'm trying to do is to stop comparing our marriage to some picture that I had in my head years ago, and instead just pay attention to what's actually here, not what's missing. What's still here is what matters. Some days that's easier than others. And some days I still grieve the marriage I thought I would have. I think both things can be true. Grieving what's changed and still loving what's here. If your marriage looks nothing like you had pictured because of illness or, I don't know, something else, I don't think it means that you failed at anything. I really don't. I just think it means that you're doing something harder than what you signed up for. And you're still here. You're still showing up every day. That's got to count for something. I think it counts for something. I think it counts for a lot, honestly, more than what we give ourselves credit for. If this hit home, please subscribe and tell me in the comments, has your relationship changed in a way that you didn't expect? I'll see you in the next one. And remember, stand still and know that He is God, even now, especially now.